Tango followers, this video is especially for you. In this video, I'm going to show you to get really good strong ankles and really good alignment to dance better and more beautifully as a follower. And that is with or without heels. But because so many followers wear the heels, I'm going to also focus some of my attention specifically on this subject. So I'm going to zoom in and show you a few things that I see technically when followers dance that can cause some serious pain and problems. So I've zoomed in on the lower half of my body so you can see my feet better and what I'm talking about. So I'm wearing about a 3-inch pair of heels right now. And if you haven't watched my Tango shoe shopping video, I'd recommend you do, tips on Tango shoe shopping. If you are standing in your pair of heels like this, where there's a big space between your ankles, these heels are too high for you. You need to have a lower heel. You need to be able to maintain hip, knee, foot, good alignment with your pair of heels. So your knees aren't coming together and your ankles aren't wobbling out to the side. Okay, bare minimum requirement. And then from the outside, when you step, you should be stepping easily heel, toe, toe, heel as you go with good alignment. So as I step forward, I'm keeping good alignment. I step back, I keep good alignment. Frequently, I'll see that. Okay, again, no control, keeping the weight over what we call the 3 points of the foot, which is the big toe, the little toe, and the center of the heel on the floor when the foot is in contact with the floor. All too frequently, I see the big toe pad up and the weight over the little toe. Especially true in side steps like molinete, step side, I see that. When you step side, the foot is in alignment with the body until it's put down and then it's flat. Frequently, I'll see that as a compensation. Stepping to the front in molinete, I see that a lot. That's going to cause hip, knee, foot problems, okay? So if you're having any pain, also might want to take a look at your technique as well as doing these cross-training exercises. Now that I've established that a major problem is rolling to the outside of the foot with tango dancing and dancing in particular, but since I'm a tango dancer, we're going to be focusing on that. We want to work alignment of the foot while we work on strengthening and cross-training exercises. So the first exercise I'm going to show from the side, and then I'll give you a close-up of my foot position so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So bridging is a very simple cross-training exercise you can do. You're going to lie on your back, and you can put a yoga pad down on the floor if you're more comfortable. And your arms are at your sides. And instead of just doing it with your feet flat, it's a hip raise. That's a bridge. My knees are apart. They're not together. My feet are slightly apart. I'm going to bring my feet a little closer together, and I'm going to go up on a demi-point. So my toes are straight and long. What I don't want to see is gripping of the toes, flexing of the toes while you're here. That's a common compensation for a tight plantar fascia, gripping the toes. You can even drag the toes on the floor a little bit to keep them long and then keep them extended. Don't let them flex. Then bring your heels together. So my heels are touching here. My knees are slightly apart. I stay on as high a demi-point as possible with my heels connected, and I'm going to lift up my hips in that position, hold for a second or two, and slowly lower down. Doing slowly will get you more bang for your buck than doing fast. More muscle recruitment, and this way I can really feel if my toes are scrunching up, elongate them, okay? If I do it fast, I won't have as much awareness in my body as to what I'm doing. My heels stay glued together, and you can do 1 or 2 sets of 10 of these with good control. This is an aerial shot of the foot position with my heels together and my toes long. So my toes are not scrunched up, they are long, and the heels are together for this bridging exercise. The next exercise is going to be standing calf raises. And in a calf raise, I am lifting my heels up off the ground and slowly down. So this is a great calf strengthening exercise to do for being able to wear heels, to be able to maintain that position and work going through heel to toe when you're wearing a pair of high heels. However, I find that if I give people calf raises frequently in order to raise up higher, they'll go to the outside of their foot, and that's bad alignment, and that will cause all kinds of problems with pain and other injuries. So in order to prevent that, you can use a tennis ball. So I'm going to put the ball very low, just above my medial ankle bones. And I'm going to keep the ball there and hold on to something for balance as I do my calf raise. So I only raise up as high as I can, keeping the ball placed between my ankles at all times. And again, toes straight and long. Do not grip the floor with your toes. That will cause a lot of problems with the underside of your foot over time. It's also a compensation for poor balance. And I see a lot of followers in heels gripping their toes in those high heels. The toes should be malleable. They should be moving with your foot. So I would say 1 or 2 sets of 10 of these. And if I do this incorrectly, watch what happens. I lose the ball. So 1 or 2 sets of 10, nice and slow, keeping the ball placed between your ankles. The next ankle strengthening exercise for good technique is a standing calf raise with a TheraBand. And this is a yellow TheraBand. I would use a yellow or red, a light or medium resistance band. This is not about heavy resistance, so no black heavy resistance bands for this one. You want it fairly stretchy. And I've just tied it in a knot, and this is an armoire. I've tied it around the leg of an armoire for this next exercise. I'm going to zoom in on my body so you can better see how this exercise works. So I'm going to start with my right leg inside the loop. And then the TheraBand is going to be low around my ankle joint, not up here somewhere, right above the ankle bone. Then from there, you can see the band is slack. I'm going to step away just a little bit. You don't want to step away as far as you can. That's too much resistance. Just a little bit of resistance is perfect. You can hang on to the piece of furniture while you do this exercise. That's fine. Or you can put your hands on your hips for balancing. So at first, hold on to the piece of furniture, and you're going to raise up both heels off the floor, keeping good alignment, and slowly down. You need to keep your hip muscles engaged, your lateral hip muscles engaged. If I don't, my knees come together if all of this is relaxed. If I pull up through my hips, I squeeze my buns a little bit, I second my abdominals a little bit, then my hip, knee, foot is in good alignment. So I'm raising both heels off the ground, slowly down with good alignment, and I'm not going to the outside of my ankles, all right? So you might want to do this one in front of a mirror, or you can set up a camera like I have here to take a look at your technique. Slow and controlled is key because we want more of the muscles recruiting that are doing this exercise to get you stronger so you have the stamina to dance for hours at a time. So you do 1 set of 5 to start in each direction. So I'm going to turn 1/4 turn to the right. Okay, so I've gone in a clockwise position. Again, that's no resistance. The TheraBand is slack, so I scoot back so there's just a little bit of resistance. My feet, hips, knees are in one line, so they're not together. They're slightly apart. I'm sucking in my stomach. I'm engaging my hip muscles. I'm pulling up here. You can hold on to the piece of furniture, slowly raising up and down. Now my left foot is more flexible than my right. I can raise up way high on this foot, but my right foot can't. So you only raise up as high as you can bilaterally. And then if it gets easier, you can put your hands on your hips. That way you're working your balance as well as strength, but be very careful about your alignment. Again, I would film yourself, have a mirror, so that you're not going out towards your little toe as you raise up. Again, 1 set of 5 to start. Then the next direction is facing away from the camera, and I'm going to put my left foot in the loop as well. Hips, knees, feet in one straight line. You can hold on to the furniture to start. And in this direction, because you're feeling the pull on the lateral ankle and you're working the lateral ankle muscles, the tendency might be to compensate. Okay, so really be careful about your alignment. This is what these exercises are designed for, to help your alignment and your strength. Slowly, 5 times. If it gets easier, you can do 5 times without holding on to anything, but with good control. And it's also good control on the way down. Next direction, facing away from the door or away from the piece of furniture. So now we're working anterior muscles. And for this one, you could put a chair in front of you to hold on to if you're really unstable. That'd be okay. But you should not have a death grip. Whatever you're holding on to, light grip, light touch. If you could only lift your heels up this high with good technique, that's what you start with. And you start with a set of 5 with good alignment, very slow. After a couple days, you try lifting up a little higher. So don't lift up as high as you can. Doing it fast, you won't get anything out of the exercise. Then the last direction is where we started. So 1 set of 5 each direction. Hold on. As it gets easy, let go. Then you can increase to a set of 10 holding on, a set of 10 without. And then to make it even harder, the next step is as you do these raises without holding on, the last step is to close your eyes as you do it. Think about it. As followers, we frequently close our eyes in the milonga. Our vision is obscured. It's dark. We have a head here, even if our eyes are open. If we work these exercises with our eyes closed, we'll have much better balance and control. Okay, followers, I hope you got a lot of good information out of this video. Do not scrunch the toes. Do not go out over your little toe. Okay, that'll sprain your ankle over time, and the scrunching of your toes is going to cause plantar fasciitis and some other problems. Don't wear heels that are too high for you. Be honest with what you have as far as technique. You'll dance better, and to a lead, you'll feel so much better than struggling in a high pair of heels that goes with your outfit. So always start barefoot first. You have to master the barefoot drills before you put on the heels and try with the heels. But because in tango, most of us like to wear heels as follow, we should be able to have the same control in the heel that we have in flats. So it's important to do the 2 exercises, the one with the TheraBand and the one with the ball, in order to cross-train for what we're required to do as follows in tango.